Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and our today's guests. First of all, I'm Ritviz and I'm the Sergeant at Arms for today's session. First of all, thank you, all of you, for taking time out of your weekend and being with us here today. I welcome you all to today's exciting session. Now, yesterday, rain gods robbed us of an exciting finish to the contest between India and Pakistan. But be assured, when the table topic master dishes out the topics, it could be quite similar to a Shaheen Shah Afridi toe-crushing Yorker or a wily googly from Kuldeep Yadav. But I'm sure you guys are ready with your back foot defense or front foot drive. Before we really get going, let us all revisit the core mission of Toastmasters. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We have some rules and guidelines for the smooth conduct of this meeting. So if you have your cell phone with you, I would request you to either turn it off or put it on silent mode. Can you take some time to do that? Second, when speaking, please refrain from using taboo topics such as sex, religion, or politics. If you wish to enter or exit this room, please do so after the speech during the applause. We have water available here on this floor, and if you want to use restrooms, they are to the left when we exit this room. This meeting will be recorded and uploaded on the Whitefield Toastmasters YouTube channel. So if any of you wish not to be recorded, please let us know at the end of the meeting. And lastly, please support all of our today's speakers with your warm smiles and claps. Now, it's time to bring on the stage today's Master of Ceremony, someone who's VP Education of this club, MBA by profession, working in Southeast Asian markets. He loves traveling, he loves gardening. Please, with a big round of applause, welcome to the stage, Toastmaster Piyush Khadgi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritviz, for a warm welcome. Once again, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Fantastic spirit, guys. Thanks a lot. Roughly 100 years ago, a visionary named as Ralph Smedley identified a gap. The gap was lack of communication. And he thought of creating something known as Toastmasters, which should focus on three things. First thing, when anyone is prepared to speak, his speech should be good. Second, whenever he is giving feedback, his feedback should be well accepted and structured in a better way. And third, when people are not prepared, even then they should be able to speak. And with this vision, Sir Ralph Smedley created Toastmaster, which we are a part of today. It is more than roughly 150 clubs itself in Bangalore. And we are a part of those 150 clubs. And with this, I would like to start the meeting as the acting presiding officer, meeting number 36. Great. So as you heard the third point, that when the speaker is not prepared, let me give few our day-to-day example. For example, there is a conference going on, and you have a prospective client who just came to you and start speaking about football. As an Indian, most of us may not be very enthusiastic or interested in football. But yes, cricket, we all are. But what if the topic is not of our choice? We will fumble there a bit because we don't know the content, right? Table topic or impromptu speaking is about, as per me, is about two things: content and the delivery. If you lack on one, other should be able to compensate that. And if you are good at both of things, then you are the champion. Similarly, these are the day-to-day examples where we need to prove ourselves to not just our friends in office environment, but anywhere that we have good knowledge as well as we can deliver that knowledge very well. Today's complete meeting is dedicated to that. Yes. Today we have an education session followed by a table topic marathon. So without further ado, let me just start, let me introduce you the educational speaker for today. Just like us, she's also engineer. But wait, she has gone to a different level from that. She's a champion. When I say champion, let me just read out the list where she's champion. She's the district TT table topic finalist for year 2021. She's the district ISC runner-up as well as district table topic champion this year. And not just about her impromptu speaking skills, she has also excelled in leadership skills. Has anyone heard the name of Gabby's Club? Yes, it was ranked 7 in the world in terms of educational speeches and in terms of speeches delivered. 7th in the world. The only Indian club, I believe, in the top 50 or top 100. She is a charter founder of that club. So with this and a round round of applause, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Aparna Raja.
Hello and good morning. Do you need a mic to hear me or am I loud enough? I'm told I'm very loud. Okay, great. That said, good morning once again. Good morning. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's dive right in. So today's session is going to be for about 20 minutes, the workshop, and it's going to be followed by 10 minutes of Q&A. So any question you have, anything at all, don't shy away. Except my BMI, you can ask about anything. I'm happy to share. What goes, even the BMI is fine. So that said, let's dive in. Raise your hands if you've ever been in a situation where someone suddenly put the spotlight on you. And you went, oh my God, what do I say? The others, you'll be called for table topics. Raise your hand if you ever wanted to say something very smart, very witty in front of that girl you liked, the boy you wanted to impress, or maybe even your manager or a celebrity that you had a chance meeting with, but the only thing you could churn out was, hi, okay. Anybody? Okay, good. Now, these are the places where in real life, table topics actually comes and helps you. Because I would wonder when I started off, what is this table topic? What impromptu speaking, right? What am I learning? Why are you timing me? It's not going to happen in real life. Very wrong. It happens day in and day out, more than prepared speeches. In more places than you can even think of. In interviews, a chance meeting, an opportunity, everywhere. Table topics to your rescue. And I say this from a lot of experience. I'll share a little bit more about it. Now, today's session, I'm going to talk about delivery and the content to some extent. And it's not going to be the usual thing like, how do you start generally, how the body should be, how the conclusion should be, and if you're feeling disappointed, maybe I can share something better. I'm going to share the tips, tricks, and some techniques that I have up my sleeve. And that's helped me in this journey within Toastmasters and outside. Some mistakes I've made. Some things that you can probably start using right away. Most of it you can probably start using right away. So that is the idea, so that your contests, y'all can ace it. You'll step out of this room today. Y'all are going to be much more confident human beings, I hope. Okay, so the first point. Let's address the elephant in the room. Why do you get scared when you're put in the spotlight? Sir, may I know your favorite color?
Orange.
Good. May I know your favorite fruit? Very nice. What about you? What's your favorite place in India?
Don't put the spotlight on me.
Don't put the spotlight. I'm sorry, it's there on you. But what's your favorite place in India?
Bangalore.
Very nice. Good answer. Mine too. What did I just do? On very unsuspecting people, I put the spotlight. This is probably the worst thing that can happen to a lot of us, but then it's happened a gazillion times. It will happen again to all of us, whether you want it or not, unless you go to the Himalayas into a cave. Most of us probably won't. So this, I call it, this is glossophobia at its finest best, but this is the spotlight fever. Mind you, even in table topics, you know you're going to be given a topic, you're prepared, but still this fever hits you. You're in the waiting area, let me tell you, it's worse than walking outside the emergency room corridor when your wife is delivering. It's worse. You don't know what's going on, and worse still if you hear them clapping. Damn, that guy before me is doing really well. So, a lot of realities happen there. How do you really tackle it? So I have 3 things that I do, and trust me, this I do even as a speaker. So I'm a coach outside of Toastmasters. I coach people and I give a lot of speeches because I'm passionate about it. And while I do this, I've seen these things happen irrespective of what kind of a speaker we are. If we have to speak in front of a crowd like this, in front of maybe just money, it will still happen. Okay, so the first point. How do you overcome spotlight fever? When you're given a question or when you're asked a question, we generally take it right off the bat. What's your name? Hi, my name is Mazahir. Of course, you can't say anything else. But a strong recommendation in table topics and pretty much everywhere, never answer a question right away. Never. Take a few seconds to think about it. You want to take a few seconds to think about your name? It's not that you're thinking about the name. You're thinking about how do I say this and why do I give that information to that person in a way that it matches the situation, why you're doing it, right? So table topics, first rule, take a few seconds, it's a game changer. A little insight, in table topics, there is a rule which says that the timer will start the time when the first word is uttered or when you make some gesture which is a part of your speech, right? So the timer is actually asked to start the timer at around 7 to 10 seconds. That's normally the instruction given to the timer. So don't talk, not for 10 seconds, but at least for 5 to 6 seconds, don't talk. Just go in there, stand there, intently listen to the topic, hold your breath, hold your thoughts, keep your mouth shut, and just think about it before you start for 5 seconds. Okay, this is going to be crucial, crucial. Otherwise, what we would do is, yes, Mr. Table Topic Master, I completely agree with you. But what was that topic? Damn, I don't remember. How many times we've been there? After saying that, you don't know what to say next. All that will go away. So take a few seconds before you start, always. This is a cardinal rule, okay? So you do that. Take a few seconds. Then what do I do? Well, here's the thing. A few thoughts will come to your head. And you're going to start off. I'll come to that in the content part. One other trick you have to use is, irrespective of the situation you are in, you could be in a hall which is bustling. A lot of people are, restless. They've heard 5-6 people speak. They are not interested in you. You're probably not very good looking. That's okay. Me neither. So when you go in there, they're not looking at you. You have to get their attention. Those few seconds of silence, because the person spoken and you're standing there will help you get their attention to you. They're already intrigued. What happened to this person? Good. That's good kind of attention. So you're standing there. And when you start, hold your pace. So what is hold your pace? We humans have this tendency to repeat or speak in the pace in which the other person speaks. Always. It's called mirroring, okay? It's called mirroring. If I say, hey, hi, how are you? Hey, hi, I'm good. Right? It's a normal reaction. Hey, what do you think about that? Hey, what happened? When someone is very, very restless or something, your decibel of speaking goes up. Your pace of speaking naturally goes up. But have you seen very confident people will be like, okay, calm down. What happened? What confidence, right? That is what I mean by pace. Irrespective of what the topic is, how you feel when you start off, each one of you here will have a pace, a very sweet spot in your speaking style, which you're very comfortable with. The way you start, the speed at which you speak, the tone and all, you're very comfortable. Take that second, when that is over, start in that pace. Hold your pace, not the audience's pace, not the pace the situation demands. this is crucial. You'll be very comfortable. Nervousness, because you are in your zone. This is how you get into your zone. You go in there, start with your pace, right? 2 points so far. Few seconds, hold your pace. Now, before I actually jump into the content, which is what you all are expecting, I want to share one trick that I do. I teach body language also as part of my coaching, okay? And I teach people how to appear confident. Are we born confident? Actually, we are born confident, but we are thought to be underconfident because of the doubts, our situations, our growth. Happens to every one of us. It's a conditioning. Can you get out of it? It takes a lot of practice. But on the stage, can you show it? Try not to. How do you do that? You are judged even before you open your mouth. We are all judged everywhere even before we open your mouth. Today, I'm sure you all walked in, you all were sizing me up. Did I wake up in the morning and come to the session? You think this one is going to make it worthwhile? I hope I do. But you're already sizing. It's a very normal thing. You're already being judged. As much as we say we don't want to be judged, we will. It's a human thing. So, before you walk into the stage, you see a lot of people do this unknowingly, unconscious body language. We come here, and then you stand in the background and you're like waiting, and then when the speech comes, then you become prepared. Okay, you think, okay, I have to be confident, and you do. You've already been sized up. People have already made some judgments about you. It might not work in your favor. So show the confidence. From the time the spotlight shifts to you. The question's asked, you're the next contestant, you're there, you're going to walk up on stage. From there, your confidence starts. Your performance, yes, I know, performance we call it, it starts from there. I remember the area contest this year, not the area, the division. I was nervous. I wasn't feeling very well. We had all 3 contests on one day, and there was an amazing lineup of speakers. And after a point, it gets to you. It does, it will. It's okay, it's totally fine. But when I walked up there, my legs were jelly, literally. And then I was like, no, buck up, and all of that. And I walked in. And then when I saw the video, it was not visible to the audience. That is what is important. It shouldn't be visible. So you walk in there with the confidence, squared shoulder, right? Planned strides. When you walk in, don't do the stuttering. Planned strides. Don't look confused on stage. We won't know where to go stand and all of that. Plan it beforehand. They matter. They matter. Look very confident. Walk in there. You don't know where to stand? Just stand beside the person who's speaking. And then you're asked to move. Move in there and take your spot. How difficult is that? So plan this also. Even here, today when you're doing a table topics, try it out. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it has a lot of power. With practice, it's definitely possible. Walk in there. One of the things people tell me is I have very good stage presence, is what I was told. Maybe I'm showing off. No, but I'll tell you what. It's not at all something that came naturally to me. It's not at all something that came. I practiced it, God knows how many times. I've been practicing it for a very long time. So I used to do theatre before, just like that, dabbled in a little bit. From that time, I've been practicing stage presence, and this is practiced, and now it's become natural. It's not something that came naturally. A lot of you probably have it naturally too. Use it. If not, try it, practice it. Come in there confidently, squared shoulders, not cocky, just confident. Stand there. Take the center stage, not the corner of the stage, not somewhere there, no, unless it's part of your act. Come to the center, power position. You guys must have heard about it, right? Power position is in the center, one leg, whatever gap, 1 foot gap. Just stand there, look at the audience, hands held in a stipple. This is called a stipple. Hands held like this. We won't know what to do. Your hands will show your nervousness. We do this, you're nervous, you're doing this. Worse still, this one. When do we do that? When we see our principal, we've done something wrong, we want to hide, mommy's come into the room and you've been up to mischief, you do that, right? So don't do that. You're an equal. Everyone's an equal to you, no matter who, no matter how senior, how junior, it doesn't matter. Stand there as an equal on that stage, powerfully, and look at the audience before you speak. Reiterating what I said. Enter in confident strides. Take center stage, stipple, stand there. Look at the audience. This all happens in the first few seconds. And then you're given the topic, okay? After that, again, you have time to think. So don't worry, think about it. And then start. Can you imagine if you put that much preparation in your beginning, how comfortable you're going to be in attempting table topics? You're not thinking, oh my God, they are looking at me. What will I say? Will I make a fool of myself? You probably will. Who cares? It's part of the journey. And it's okay. It's totally fine. If we were all that good, we wouldn't be here already, right? So great. You've come in here. This is done. So 3 steps. The first few seconds. Hold your pace. And finally, a confident entrance when you come in. This will bring down your fear to a great extent. Try it out today and tell me. So this is the beginning of the delivery. And after this, we go on talking. So let's jump in to what do you talk. Acha, theek hai. I made a confident entrance. Now what? I don't know what to say. Okay, we'll tackle that. So the second thing is tackling the topic. So how are we doing on time? Sorry?
1 minute more for green.
Okay, 1 minute for green card. Tackling the topic. How do you tackle the topic? I want to tell you all a little secret here. Okay, a lesson I learned the hard way. The first time I was in the district contest, I was very confident that I'll do well and all of that. You know what the topic was that was given to me? I think most of you were probably not there. It was an online contest. The topic was Toastmaster Aparna Raja. If you were given full control to do the COVID vaccination in Bangalore, how would you do it? I had to run the COVID-19 campaign. I'm an engineer in Bangalore. I can't even plan what to wear that day. You want me to plan the campaign for COVID-19 in Bangalore? And mind you, this was during the second wave. I couldn't even be funny about it. You can't even be insensitive about it. What do you say? I blabbered some crap and I ran from there. It happened. It's okay. It's okay. It's a learning. And it's now I can tell you, this is something I discovered much after that. Probably the best thing you're going to hear from me today. Ever given a topic, do not treat it as a question, even if it is a question. A topic is just a topic. So what is the difference? If I ask you what is your name, what would you say? You would say your name. However, that's a question, right? That's just an example. But if it is just a statement, what should you do? You don't have to answer. You have to comment on a topic. That's the difference. When you answer, your scope is very less. When you answer, do you think we should all have self-belief? Yes, we should have self-belief. What after that? Right? If it is a statement, do you think we should have self-belief? You have to comment on what you think. Your scope increases. I can talk about my story where I had no self-belief and how I've come into it. And so friends, you all also do it. So the next time you all can come here, stand on the stage, make a complete fool of yourself and still not feel like shit. Sorry for that word. But then that is a reality. So comment on a topic. Never is a topic treated as a question. It is just a statement. And our job is to comment on that statement. It makes a lot of difference. I'll give you one more example. This comes very handy in 2 places. One, when given an actual question to which you have no answer, like the one I just told you. 2, when you're given a question and you don't know what it means. I have another example. Division contest, there was an adage, like a phrase that was given. You know what it was? Don't throw the baby out with the bath water. Anyone knows what that means? Suresh knows, I know. Anyone else? Okay. I was one of the unlucky few who knew the answer, but I was the 7th contestant. And later I got to know a lot of people didn't know what that meant. So the meaning of it is, it's an old tale, you know, that time people would take bath in the same water in the West only, no wonder plague and all spread. The entire family will take bath in the same tub of water and they would put the babies last. Men first, women next, children next, and the babies last, infants last. And they wondered why kids were dying. So the adage was, don't throw it out because by that time it would be so dirty. This is the story behind the adage. So you don't throw the important things out without seeing properly whatever you want to build. There was one contestant, I didn't see, I heard what she said later. She came second, I came first. And you know what she said? She had no clue. She handled it brilliantly. Honestly, if she'd come first also, I would have felt happy because she did it so well. She said, I don't know about throwing baby out of the bath water. But there was this one time when I forgot my baby in the car seat. And she made a story from that. Her story was about how she forgot the child in the shopping mall in the baby cart and came and It was hilarious. She came second. This is why you don't have to take it as a question. Take it as a topic. Comment how you want on it. Relate it to it and comment how you want. Left, right, center. Talk about your parents. Talk about your upbringing. Talk about your future. Talk about a movie you saw. Connect it. And that's all. So that connection comes when you don't address it as a question. First. Second, when you don't know what it means. When a big word comes in, some really hi-fi vocabulary thing, that happens except for a few of us, most of us probably cannot. It still works. It still works there. You're like, these are the kind of things that put me in a fix. I have no idea what that means. Why is my life filled with situations where I have no idea what it means? And then start off. Take it any way you want. Or like, it reminds me of an interview I went to last week. Start off from there. You can do whatever you want if you decide to comment on it and not answer it. Key. Okay, so this is about tackling the topic. Okay, now I've realized how to tackle, but what do I even tell? Okay, we know, no? Those few seconds that you took in the beginning, you would get one or two thoughts. Every person will get one or two thoughts. At least a thought that I have no idea what this means. Some thought will come. The first two thoughts are the best. The first two thoughts are the best answers because that's your natural reaction. And when you speak about your natural reaction, you will get a flow. If you're forcing a reaction, you will get cut at a certain point. This is an experience, right? So what you can do, start off with the first two reactions and you connect the dots with all of that and you start your speech. Whatever thoughts came into your head, start off your speech and navigate towards those thoughts. That's the best thing. One trap you can fall into in this place is after stating whatever you feel and all, and then you feel like I am repeating myself over and over and over again. What do I do? That is the point. You've been there, all of you. I feel like I'm repeating. That is the point to give an example. And that's why I said go with the first two thoughts. You will have examples for those thoughts. For forced speeches, you won't have example. That's what happened to me in many places. When you feel you're repeating yourself, your opinions or something, you could say, point to pause and say, for instance, give an example. Give two examples. Your 1 minute is done, 1.5 minutes is done, safely through. And also, you get your content marks here. So if you see how you're rated, there's a lot of marks for content delivery and all. Delivery taken care. Content, you can score because you're giving content. Example is content, good content. Your own example, even better. Okay, I got that red card already, but I'm at the fag end of it. So that is how you tackle a topic. Then, finally, last point. But I don't have any story. I don't have any content. Rest assured, you have content. You just don't realize. How do you realize? Practice, practice, practice. Practice everywhere. And the other thing I tell people is, you simply have to read. Okay? Reading is not a hobby, it's a life skill. You read a lot. If you don't like reading, like a lot of people I know, the second best thing, listening. Podcasts, audio files, whatever you like, listen. I have this habit of reading weird things. I read like the tags in our clothes, and once I even found in an indie brand, it said, if you're reading this, hi. It said that in the shirt. Can you believe it was there? You can find such amazing things. The ingredients on the back of it, I would actually see some weird things I read. I would read all these sidelines, you have comments, auto what is written, weird things. There's so much content there. So see that. And that is part of observation. Observe people around you. People are fodder for facts, I tell you. We're all that. We have so much. Observe people, how people behave. You go to a mall, observe how people behave. Suddenly they're all saying, in English you're speaking, and then the kids are going, mommy, mommy, with an accent. It happens, we're all there. It's there amongst us. Observe how you get scared suddenly, and how the most loudest person in the crowd is the most silent here when they come on stage. So many observations around us. Use all of that. And observations, nothing quite like it to connect with your audience because they know you're talking about them. Instant audience connect. Reading, listening, observation. Use that observation left, right, center. The auto wallas on the roads are inspiration, full of inspiration. Use that. Use everything that you see and make your story really colorful. So finally, I hope I've given you all some insights, some tidbits to start off. We are at the end of the session. I wish you all the very best in your forthcoming contest and table topics and in life in general. We all need all the lucks, especially with roads like these. So all the very best, and we are open for Q&A. So Q&A, thank you. Thank you. Overboard? Time a little overboard? Okay. So yes, Piyush, yes.
Just one question. So you spoke about a lot of things like bringing confidence in a way that tells that you're confident.
Yes.
But from your heart, you are nervous.
Sorry?
From inside your heart, you are nervous.
Yes, you will be nervous. Glossophobia, adrenaline rush and all will happen.
It's like fake it till you make it.
I don't like the phrase fake it till you make it, although what I said sounded like it. What I'm saying is, you walk in there with confidence, you actually become confident. You actually become confident. And you have to be a sociopath to not have fear. Are you a sociopath? I don't think so. So it's normal to have fear. It's totally fine. Yeah, somewhat like that, but not that. Yes, Kevin.
So yeah, I just want to know, like, I sometimes feel like I'm not that animated when I talk. So when you talk animated, the audience will absorb it quickly. This is what I feel. Do you think that is correct?
This is like $1 million question, Kevin. I want to tell you about this speech which I once saw. If you all can, go see it. That speech went against everything we learnt in Toastmasters, and he's a Toastmaster somewhere in Europe. He made a speech looking at the floor, sitting down, completely depressed, telling the entire tale where he had an accident, his beautiful life went for a toss. It was the best thing I've seen. So there is no rule that it has to be a certain way. I know animated people, they bring in attention because when I do this, you have a natural inclination to look at me. When I move around, you have a natural, but if it's not your style, how can you force it? It's okay, Kevin, you go in there, use your strength, you're tall, you have a commanding voice, use that to your favor. You feel people are not listening, you say, hello, am I audible? You can use your voice. You can use the variety, the vocal, anything. What is your strength? Just use that. Animation, I think it's something that people can try, but not beyond what they're comfortable with. Absolutely. I know we see people, especially in WCPS this time and all, so animated. It was actually an ongoing debate. But if you want to become a better speaker, just do what you're comfortable with. And in that range, try to push your boundaries. Nothing that is out of character. I hope that answers. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, something may be very good to me, like, I can relate to something so much, but the audience may not feel the same about it. I'll give you an example. So, I may be passionate about birds, but audience will be like, who cares, right? How do I make it relatable to the audience, even if it is something that they're not familiar with? But it's something I'm very passionate about.
I have a question. Why are you speaking to that audience about birds?
Because that was the first thing that came to my mind when that topic was given to me and I wanted to talk about it. But I don't know if I can make it relatable to the audience.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll tell you something here. Audience are not looking for knowledge most of the time. We are not looking. I want to learn a lot. I'll go to a place which is meant to learn. Okay? I will learn. Knowledge is okay. Good knowledge we'll all take. I'm looking to be entertained, if I can use. That is one of the things a lot of people look for. I'm looking to learn something else from you. Maybe from the way you speak, Renuka. I want to look at you. I want to see something happen there. That is one of the ways of looking at it. And maybe there are people who want knowledge. Give it to them in the way they like to consume it. Birds. Whatever you're telling me, tell it to me enthusiastically. Don't doubt yourself when you're telling that. Your enthusiasm is infectious enough to make me interested, to sit up and listen. If you told me that this particular bird in the Amazon forest, did you know it changes gender when there are no females? It's actually some bird like that. So it changes. That is such a freaking interesting fact. And I give 2 hoots about birds. But that was interesting. And the way I said it made it very interesting. Just make it sound interesting, and you don't dim your enthusiasm. That is important. A lot of people do that mistake. They start doubting once they started, and then the voice goes down, the body language. Don't do that. Be enthusiastic about it. The enthusiasm is enough to sail you through. And make it more interesting when you give it to them. You know, the language things, pauses and all that, use it correctly. You'll sound great. That's enough. Welcome. I've done that a million times, so I know. Yes, sir.
I really like facial expressions are very important.
Yes.
During the speech.
Yes.
So suppose you are saying something which is relevant to you, so that will come naturally. You will be smiling, you are looking at someone. But suppose we are, like you said, you can plan something on the spot, which is not relevant to you. So how to have that good facial expression, like eye contact or a smile?
This is a master class in one question, okay? So I'll try to answer it as best as I can. Eye contact and all is practiced. We do something called the VM, you guys must have heard, 3-point eye contact and all of that you do and all the jazz and combination. So it is learned to a great extent. People will feel you're looking at them because of those techniques. You can learn those techniques, one thing. But if you want to bring the eye contact naturally, sincerity is the answer. Sincerity. Any answer has to be very sincere. If you don't feel strongly about something, it's not going to happen. You simply have to feel strong about something. And when you speak that, it will come from inside. Facial expressions, to the extent you want, it will come. By the way, just understand this, body language is not learned. Body language is discovered. So facial expressions are a part of it. We've always had great body language. Again, conditioning is what makes us stand like this. See a child, how animated it is. Expressions come in. So try to speak whatever you speak with utmost sincerity, irrespective of what others think, because you're already there. You have to do it. Speak it from your heart. And then it will come. Facial expressions will follow. A little bit of practice is definitely needed for this, to see what you're doing without your knowledge and what can be improved. Like a lot of us, I know a lot of people in my club, they have, they smirk. You know, like I might say a happy news and they'll be like, I was very happy. Come on, this is like a no-brainer. You shouldn't do that, right? So observe your videos to see, are you doing that? Are you doing that? Why are you doing that? What is the thought behind it? Were you doubting yourself? Were you irritated? Or you didn't feel it? Were you lying? Or were you nervous? What was happening? Work on that root cause. There's no problem with your facial issue. Work on that. Everything else will happen. And of course, practice. That's all. Answered? Work on the root cause. That's all. Yes, sir.
Whatever you just explained, and that's when the person gets on the stage and when the speaker, they utilize those techniques. A lot of time, we may not have that time because we are not on the road, we are working, we are with the family. Can we have these techniques included there? So that, because most of the time we are basically interacting with outside the world and necessarily on the stage, we are
So if I may ask, are you married? That's why he's asking the question. So the wife asks a question, you have to answer, and this is, although we laugh at it, it is reality. Some of these we have to tackle like that. What I have seen personally, okay, this is more like an empirical thing because I've experienced it, is the more I became better at table topics, I practiced it and I became outside in my general speech, I became better. Like those situations where you feel, no, oh damn, I should have said this. I didn't give back on that point. I've become better in those places. My thinking speed has gone up phenomenally. I meet a lot of new people. That's part of my job. Now, I used to go into these networking events, a lot of these for my job. I had to pitch in to a lot of people and they would ask these really unexpected questions, like big short questions, like what is that data, what is this data? I had no clue what he was talking about. But I realized I was able to handle them better, think faster because I was doing TT. It was TT because nothing else has changed in my life. It was TT. Thinking speed goes up. It's only initially you feel you're taking a lot of time. After that, it just goes up like that. You know what to say. But taking time to answer a crucial question is always a good idea. Don't you think? Your wife is saying, how do I look today? Exactly. So practice, thinking time goes down. You can answer quicker. Yes, sir.
See, normally, whenever there is a table topic, it is a 2 to 3 minutes of time that is allocated for a person.
1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes for a person to speak. One thing is getting started, but then the story has to make sense at the end of the topic. So how do we do that?
I was waiting for someone to ask this question because I had only 20 minutes. One technique, okay? This is, you're asking how to conclude and all of that. Conclusions, there are varieties of conclusions that you can have. But the problem in that is not the conclusion. The problem is you jumped into the flesh of your answer too quick. What I mean is, we all have one place which is like the meat, the main content. Everything else is like peripheral, you're just adding it, like all the jazz, the drama, the extra facts and whatever. That is the main content. We jump into it too deep. I'll give you an example. Again, self-belief. You think self-belief is very important? Yes. After that, what? Same thing. After that, what? What you can do in these places, comment, like I said, that's why I said don't answer, comment. Give a situation, or I do drama, okay? So I do a lot of natak on stage. That's my style. You can do what you want. Don't answer the question right away. Never answer, because 7 members, everyone is going to say yes. Everyone is going to give. How will you stand out? Never give the answer in the first line, sir. Never give. You create a situation. It can be, like I said, dramatics or some fact, something far-fetched, and then you connect. And then you give your answer. Example. There was this question. It is not how many, or rather topic, it is not how many times you fall, it is how many times you get up that determines your quality of life or success or something like that. You will say, yes, Toastmaster. It is not the number of times we fall, it is the number of times we stand up. Because we have to stand up. We have to stand up. You go and then you become repetitive. What you say, you've jumped into the flesh of the matter. Don't jump. Those seconds you take in the beginning is when you're thinking what to say. And then you will say, I did this, okay, I did this. I tripped and I fell like this. And people are like, wow, nothing, okay, just one tripping and falling at it. And then I said, I fell down the other day. My friends were laughing at me, something like that. And then it went on, and then I said, in life, we fall like this. How many times we've fallen? 100% we've all fallen. But I've seen that those were not the things that added value to my life. By this time, I was at 1 minute. 1 minute aa gaya tha. So don't jump into the question. Give the meat, make them wait for the meaty answer. Make them wait for the main thing. They know you will give, they just don't know how. Build that suspense. Practice. How do you like to start? What is your most comfortable thing to do? I like to do drama. You'll see most of my things will have drama. I'm okay with that. I like to do a little drama. I'll do a little role play, and then I'll start. And then I'll relate it. I'll give a fact. I'll give a story first, and then I will connect it. Do all these. Don't answer it. Answer later. Okay, then conclusion also you'll have a lot of time. Conclusion is basically the takeaway you'll give. By that time you're in one, and you come to conclusion, you'll say, so I urge you all, and then you finish it off. Give the takeaway, what's in it for me? Give it to them, done. It'll be a natural flow after that. Make sense? Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What was going in your mind when you decided to take part in all the 3 contests? Like, it is back-to-back 2 days, right? So
Yeah.
what was going in your mind? It is important to take part in all the 3 contests, or you should focus on like IFC and table topics, or maybe all the 3.
Okay. So contests are very draining experience. Very draining. Mentally, physically, and sometimes even financially, okay, because you have to practice. Okay, I didn't have a mentor, but I know a lot of people, if you're going to WCPS, they actually pay mentors, world champions, and they charge a bomb. Like Mark Brown and all, they charge a bomb. And then they practice. So it is a lot of effort. In my head, what was going through, I'll tell you what goes through in my head, honestly. I'm okay losing. I am completely fine losing. Yes, pinch a little bit, but I'm okay. I try to focus on why I'm doing this. That helps me, it centers me to a great extent. It kind of keeps me grounded. That's why after winning it also, I didn't feel like a hallahu. I felt happy, chalega, okay, good. Next morning, back to the same thing. I think that has helped me, that attitude has helped me greatly in life also. So centering myself, not thinking too much about it. Do your best, chalega. If not, it's okay, it's going to happen another time. Right? And even professionally, this attitude has helped me a lot. Like, I have to pitch in. You know how pitching is to some people. Some people just come to trouble you. Some people are nicer. It's okay. It's okay you lose it. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's going to hurt. Big deal. There's always another time. So this is exactly what I told myself. I said, have fun. Give your best. I literally mean it. Give your best. Practice. But the practice was pakka. I had put in my 100 and had practiced properly. And after that, this was the attitude. It helped. Make sense? Yeah.
how can you learn some of the habits?
Like,
For example, what I do when I go on stage, I use the left side of the stage. And I consciously think that I'll not be using this space. I'll come into a middle, or maybe I'll be using the full length of the stage. But it doesn't come
Naturally.
at that particular time naturally. I keep doing that, but sometimes I get failing. So what is the best habit and what things to do?
so I think you already know the answer. You have to do it. So you know you're going to do this. Today when you're doing table topics, purposefully walk to the center. There's nothing wrong in using the left. Stand here and start off. After that you're levitating towards the left, it's okay. For me, particularly watching my videos has helped a lot. I watch my videos like a million times and I won't say, oh, see, bad and all. No, very objectively identify what happened. Okay, you're doing this. Why are you doing that? You keep moving to the left. Why are you moving to the left? Maybe you're very comfortable standing on your left leg. You like putting your weight on the left leg. It makes you feel comfortable. Okay, so then you say, I'll do that in the center itself. I'll stand in the center and I'll do that. Why are you moving to that thing? Is it conditioning or is it something more physical? A lot of times it can be physical too. I know people who have that thing, my leg hurts, so I'll put it on that. Then try shifting the weight to the right. So find out why it's happening and purposefully change that. If you still can't find, then you have to manage it, just make it a point that when you're doing TT in your club, you come to the center, you don't go to the left at all. It might look bad, you might get comments saying use the full stage, it's okay. You're doing it on purpose. For a while, just use the center and the right hand side and then slowly incorporate all three sides. It has to be done step by step. Don't go hard on you. It's okay. Don't go hard on you. Okay? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you spoke about the powers of observation.
Yes, yes.
Observation and being a better speaker. What are your comments on people who write sketches and notice things around them when they go for a walk? Or people who journal, will such qualities help them automatically become a better public speaker, or is it something which must be inculcated by them?
I think many of us, or rather some of us, have it naturally in us to be better observers than others because our head is a very noisy place. I know you for one are a very good observer. I've seen that in your comments and whatever. I know you, right? So I've seen that. I think the material is there. If not, keeping quiet is a good habit, especially for extroverts like me. By the way, fun fact, introverts make some of the best speakers, not extroverts. We have this proclivity to go over time, overboard, without observing. So that's actually a drawback a lot of us have. So now for me personally, what I do, yes, I think if you're an observer like that, naturally you have a flair for table topics. It is easy, the content is there. You simply have to work on whatever is holding you back and then do it. Maybe it's that fear, that initial fear, then maybe the tips I gave you would help you. Come in here, do it purposefully and then get on with it. I think it is definitely there. So, time up? Time up? Okay.
Would you recommend people to start journaling?
Sorry, sir, sorry?
Would you recommend people to start journaling?
Journaling is a great habit. I journal a lot. I have journals after journal. Journaling is a great habit. Even otherwise for your mental space, it's a great habit. But I don't think any habit should be forced. It's something you reach a point in life where you feel you want to do it, then go and do it. And sketching and all, definitely observation, right? That is also the heart of observation. Definitely helps. Definitely. So I think we've come to the end of Q&A. Can I take?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So not only for the contest or the table topic session in Toastmasters, in generally also I have a habit of going into calculations. So whenever something is given, I kind of bore people because
calculation is what? What is calculation?
Whenever some topic is given, I go into numbers, like the district percentage, because of this. Like this is my first thoughts come like this only.
Good, no?
And as I go in the flow, I get into this pitfall, and like I get into this trap wherein I start only speaking on the basis of numbers, like the 20% of this is happening because of this, and 10% out of this is because of this matter. Like I want to get out of this because generally when I see people speaking, they speak on the matter, because I see very personally, I do not see value in it. Because when there are no numbers, what is the value? Whatever you are speaking, you are speaking blankly. So, like my intuition is first to be logical. So I always try to get into numbers. But I think most of the people get screwed. Because they speak things which have actually no value. That's
Wow, I hope you don't say that about my educational session. Okay. First thing, I think we need, this is a little lengthier answer. Okay. First thing, let's establish this. We speak here not for us, but for the audience. If we had to speak only for us, the bathroom mirror was more than enough. We are here, our speech is for the audience, no matter what they say. And we are here primarily for three purposes: to motivate, to inspire, to give information, or to entertain. These are the speeches. Public speaking is done only for these three purposes. There's no other purpose, honestly. Motivate, inspire, information. You're the information kind. Now you're giving information. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. You are? Atul. Okay, Atul, I'm giving information. What do you want people to do with your information? You want them to take it? Or you want them to think you're smart? It's okay, because I want people to think I'm smart too. You want them to think you're smart? You want them to take it and better their life? What is the purpose of you making the speech? I think that clarity you need. You need to understand that. What is the reason I'm making the speech? I give speeches to motivate people. I'm very clear, and I like to entertain also. So I do that, I combine. I'm not here to give knowledge and all, big deal, no. If I know, I'll share. My primary purpose is motivation. I'm clear about it. What is your purpose? Is it knowledge sharing? If it is knowledge sharing, then percentages are important. Without giving percentage, I won't give you any credibility at all, right? Like, how will I know? Why should I listen to you? You're saying 10%, I don't think it's 10. You're getting it. It's okay. But just giving that, like you rightly pointed out, can get boring. Okay, can get boring. I don't want to hear percentages at all. I'll read the Economic Times if I want that, man. Give me some. If that is what the attitude is, which will be for a lot of people. So that depends what you're doing there. Then you have to practice to bring a balance. That is practice. You have to practice. Give the facts. Stick to your style. Give the facts. And then you tell them in a more easier, more conversational way why you said that. This has helped you maybe bring in personal experiences. And one thing is there. We all like to talk about ourselves. Not a single person who doesn't. They might be quiet. Maybe they have inhibition. But we all want to share. That's a very, very human purpose. Share that part. Why you're telling me that? How has it helped you in your life? How did it help someone else? Inspire me with that. Getting it? Those are the best speeches. There has to be inspiration in every speech to some degree. Only then people will even take in the information you're giving them. Make sense? Practice. Practice and balance it and bring in a little something else also. And no, it's not a waste of time speaking with people. Right? Suicide helplines are a big answer to that. We don't give facts there. We help them and how many lives they say. Speech has power. Yes, thank you. So I think we're done. Any more questions? I'm happy to take it over the break later. Thank you, Piyush.
With this, I would like to thank Aparna for giving a valuable time for us so that we can learn how to speak better in tabletop. And as a token of appreciation, I would like to invite Akash to the stage. He has been a backbone to our club back in its foundation days, roughly 9 months ago. And because of him, we have a very well-functioning club here. Postmaster.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. You can sit here. I can sit here.
Thank you. Yes, I hope we all have learned a lot.
I'll just stay.
So with this, let's move on to the next part. For the next part of today's session, which is a table topic management, I have something for all of you. One attack for each. And there's ample of checks in this. There are 100 checks. I'm pretty sure we are.
Hey, thank you.
So today we are going to start the next session is table topic method, which would be evaluated by Toastmaster Aparna Raja. So guys, for the marathon, who wants to start first? I see a lot of smile on Sukesh's face. So let me just give a background to what table topic is for the benefit of guests. So these are the moments which you face in your day-to-day life where you are called to speak or you're forced to speak on something that you might know, that you might not know, but people will definitely judge you based on what you have said. This is that stage where you can practice such moments. The table topic consists of a small speech of roughly 1 to 2 minutes. We have a timer Mani who would be showing you the time. The timing guidelines are 1 minute green card, 1.5 minutes yellow card, 2 minutes red card, followed by a grace period of 30 seconds. Only on the plus side, not on minus side. You cannot wrap them within 30 seconds. You have to speak minimum for 1 minute, maximum for 2.5 minutes. Okay. So we have first speaker, Toastmaster Sukesh. I would just pick anyone. The topic. Okay. Toastmaster Sukesh, impulsive buying behavior, should we control it and how? Impulsive buying behavior, should we control it and how? Toastmaster Sukesh.
Thank you.
Pen.
He already has.
Sometime back, when part of the course, so one subject is an option or selective subject, we should say. That means you can avoid sitting in a classroom and you go to Himalaya and do trekking. So we thought, okay, good trekking instead of sitting boring class, I will go for trekking. Then friends decide. Then we got the first set of bill. Bill means what's first set of items what we want to carry to Himalaya. You should have thermals, X, Y is a big list. Then we went to Decathlon, etc. Then we started taking one by one items. Suddenly my daughter, somewhere, she came with a cycle. Yeah, I learned cycling. We never took her to anywhere class or we didn't give any opportunity to her. She started, come, sir, I started learning, you have to buy for this. So, you should put a topic here, not we use for that lucky box. If you really want to control, only I can say, because that day we got the cycle. You really want to control, only I can say, because you please stay home only. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sukesh. And when I really went through his speech, I realized that's what we need to do. Because I remember that prior to COVID, when I and my wife used to go to shopping to any mall, even for grocery shopping, we would end up purchasing something which we don't need. The best way is big basket, only put those things which are needed. The moment you see it's empty in kitchen, put it there, month or end, just place the order. That's the best way to stop impulse buying. Yes. Moving on to next. Who would want to come next? Yes, please. Yes, your good name? Ajay. Ajay, can you pick up a topic? Toastmaster Ajay, the death penalty shouldn't be abolished. The death penalty shouldn't be abolished. Toastmaster Ajay.
Can you hold this? You can hold it. I can hold it? I have to hold it near? Can you put it here?
I will just click it. Okay.
Good morning to all. In my opinion, the statement that the death penalty should not be abolished, I believe that it can be have any like different opinion from many people. So if we look at the history, like if we have seen many things, like many countries, they have done this, it is because of the betterment, maybe to enforce something. Now, human mind, we always have this thing that we are always worried about things. And if we have some concern in our mind, so we might not do some things, or something which is not right. So sometimes this death penalty has a positive impact, because you will have that fear in your mind. As a human being, we always try to survive, we always want to live, like we want to save ourselves. So if we are worried about these things, like death penalty is a serious punishment. But if it helps us to not do some things which are unethical and which can help to have a good society, to live among ourselves with harmony, so I believe death penalty should not be abolished. Just for example, I can say we have seen many, just talking about something like terrorism and all, which has happened. So we cannot think that what they are doing is because of radicalization or something like that. So we cannot give them some like preference that whatever they are doing is right. We have to understand that is wrong, and for that death penalty should be there. And because of that, such incident will not be happen in future. So that is my opinion. Death penalty should not be abolished, and we should have proper law enforcement, like in a proper way, so that an innocent guy should not be punished for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raja. Broadly, yes, death penalty to be abolished or not abolished, it's each our individual opinion. Now, next, I would like to invite our next volunteer, Toastmaster Abhinit. Yes. Please speak up a topic. Please speak up a topic. Want to change it?
Yeah, I'll go to the next one.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, the 100 checks.
Then we have a lot of options.
Yes. Okay. Toastmaster Abhinit. Everyone should become a vegetarian. Everyone should become a vegetarian. Toastmaster Abhinit.
Thank you. Since childhood, I was super duper non-vegetarian guy. I never asked anyone to go in a vegetarian bucket. I could remember one of the instances. My sister cooked a chicken in the morning around 7 a.m. and I had to rush for school. And the chicken was not completely cooked that time, and my sister told me like, okay, no, you have to go to school. What I did is, I bunked school that day only due to non-veg. Because I'll have the food, because since I'm a non-veg lover, I cannot live without non-veg. That was my thought that time. So the person like me, if he'll ask me to suggest somebody to become a vegetarian, of course I would not recommend. But in a more logical way, if you'll ask me, because if you look at the quality which we are getting today, of course I would recommend in some of the circumstances. Because when I just start having a lot of non-veg, I go for my medical test and looks like my uric acid has been increased. I would not recommend everyone to have non-veg if they do not have the proper routine in their life. And if you wanted to have a non-veg, but if you are cutting down some of your hard work or maybe routine work or something like that, I think you can go for the non-vegetarian food. I think that's fine, because for that we do not have to burn extra calories and all. I think we can go. We have a lot of options, saute and all. So for some people, definitely I'll recommend. For a person like me, I would never recommend, like, you should not go with the non-veg. Yeah, that's all about. Thank you.
being a vegetarian or not is definitely a personal choice. And unlike the physical activity part, I believe being a vegetarian nowadays are worse.
And the 90% chances are when we plug in our phone, we just run away with that.
So it's better to hold it in hand. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. Let's move on to next speaker. Anyone would want to volunteer? Akshay, please. Don't it, your turn. Better to hold it in hand. Okay. Please select the topic. Yes. Topic for Toastmaster Akshay. Toastmaster Akshay. Women are smarter than men. Yes. Women are smarter than men. Question mark. Toastmaster Akshay.
I already got the answer from the audience actually. So yes, I would say in some of the matters definitely women are smarter than men. It depends upon situation to situation. There can be some places where men are better. For example, so oil rigs. Women cannot go out there in the shore and work in the oil rigs. But they can work here in the IT setup in here along with the men. And they can suggest a better plan for the upcoming quarter. Better than the male manager out there who was managing the last quarter. So definitely it is there. But as there was a question mark, I would also like to mention here that there has to be a balance. We should not think that if there is a particular zone, then only women can work better there. We should, allow people out there to take chances in that zone and give some ideas there. Maybe their ideas, or in this case, the ideas of the men can work out in that place as well, right? So we should not go with a particular mindset. We should try to give chance to the other sex as well in that particular zone. If the man is working there for a long time, we should give chance to women as well. They might come with good ideas as well. And if the women are working in a particular zone for a long time and it's not been a success, then we should give chance to men as well. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. And yes, there are places where women are better and there are places where men are better. But definitely, when they come together, they excel a lot. Next speaker, I would like to invite Toastmaster Radha. Thank you, Toastmaster Radha. And I will request you to select your topic. And guys, if the topic is wrong, don't blame me. It's the chat GPT who has given me all these topics. Toastmaster Radha, why do earthquakes happen? Why do earthquakes happen? Toastmaster Radha.
Thank you so much. You can keep it.
Okay.
Takshita and Maran, my niece and nephew. They are just amazing guys. She's 5 years and he's 3 years. And they love Cartoon Network. They love all those cartoons, characters they see on television and they feel they really exist. Like Dholakpur. Whenever they see something, they would come to their mom and say, you know what? It's going to be raining laddus. Because in that show, the laddus were raining. If that guy or if that character completes some task. Whenever they see Doraemon, they would come to their parent and say, you know what? I need that pocket because I want to get all the gadgets I want. The other day, same, they were seeing that show. Where earthquake, monsters, rains and whatnot, everything was happening. And unluckily, I also reached their home. And they asked silly questions. You know what? Because that guy called Kalu didn't do justice to his work. He did bad things to the villagers. And out of that, everybody died. And as a result, God had punished them. And there was a great earthquake. And everybody died. You know, Chiti, what I learned, earthquake happens if we don't good to people, if we don't do good to environment. And that day I learned that science is not every time you need. Sometimes moral science is what we should be learning from those little wonders who tell us science you can learn through textbooks, but there are moral science, values you can learn only and only when you have that heart to understand the purity of doing good with others, be it men, human being, or kindness. So according to me, why earthquake happens, I got to know from my niece and nephew. What about you, Toastmaster Piyush?
Thank you, Toastmaster Radha, for the fantastic story. I was literally glued to a story that the topic is earthquake. Where is a knees, dholakpo, laddu, and all these things coming? That's the perfect way of delivering a table topic. We have our next speaker, Toastmaster Atul. Please select your topic. Toastmaster Atul, if I could be a famous person, I would choose to be. If I could be a famous person, I would choose to be. Toastmaster Atul.
This brings me to a point of time when in childhood I used to be given this essay topic to write an essay, what you wish to be or what would you do if you become the Prime Minister of the country. And I always used to think the ways, the things that I would implement after becoming the Prime Minister of India. And I was very much highly influenced at that time by the recently launched movie Nayak. In that movie, Hindi movie, it's a Hindi movie Nayak, wherein the protagonist, played by actor Anil Kapoor, he just becomes a chief minister for one day, and he kind of completely revamps the whole situation of Maharashtra like anything. It was, many people used to tell me, it's not logical, it is, anything is happening in the movie, one day is not enough to do all these things. But I always thought, why not? He is doing everything that is possible. He is doing this and that and that. And when I will become the Prime Minister, I will do these things as well. But when I have come to a situation right now, when I know the logical flows of situations, how the things can be implemented, can be done, I think the reason why I wanted to become the Prime Minister and why I wanted to become the character of Nayak was the reason because that position gives me the fame. It was not out of the genuine desire to help people. It was only because I wanted the fame that position will give me. So I have never taken the route of politics because I am not interested in the polity of people, the polity to help people. And I think the people who have the genuine concern for people and who actually want to change the polity of the country should get into the politics, not the people who want to get into the dirty side of the politics. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster Piyush.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atul. And yes, we like it or not, we have actually seen chief ministers for a day. This recently happened in Maharashtra, where on the re-election, Devendra Fadnavis is sworn in at 5 a.m. By the evening 5 a.m., Sharad Pawar removed the support and the government was gone. So now let's have our next speaker, Toastmaster Kevin. Please select your topic. Toastmaster Kevin, things you can learn in school or college, things you cannot learn in school or college. Toastmaster Kevin.
Well, I feel there are a lot of things that you learn outside school and college. At least that's what I have felt personally. I felt I would like to correct it a little bit. So sometimes it's not in the college that you learn a lot. It is with your friends, or it's in the hostel that you might learn more than what you want in college. I mean, just think about it. All the trigonometry, all that, let me try to recollect. All the integration and all that stuff. I mean, I still don't know what that is. So, and it is also useless for me because I'm an HR consultant. How will that even benefit me? So, I feel we should explore. We should not stick to our own, school and college curriculum. It is, first of all, in India, I am happy that it is slowly getting updated. It is getting par with the world standards. I feel we are still outdated in whatever is being taught to us. A lot of unnecessary stuff are being taught. Good ones are also taught. But we learn a lot from our experiences. That is where experience come into play. Especially when you work. I mean, there's a reason why these days everyone wants to be manager or director like immediately from the college. But I would say that practice is not really good, because if you want to manage some people, you first of all need to know what is going on in that organization. You need to have that kind of maturity, and there's a reason why experienced people should be given priority when it's a manager or a director level position. Because experience speaks a lot. It's not bookish knowledge that will help you. You also need to know what is the ground reality that is happening in the organization. Is the time card being shown? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. And yes, I agree with him. There are a lot many things I learned from my college days, hostel days, sorry. There was one T-shirt in the 4 candidates. That's a classic example of resource management. Similarly, there was one bike, 10 people wanted that bike. So, thank you, Kevin, for your insights. And we have next speaker. You could name Toastmaster Renuka. Toastmaster Renuka, social media has done more damage than good. Social media has done more damage than good. Toastmaster Renuka.
Thank you. If this topic had been given to me a few years back, I would have concurred with it. I would have said, yes, of course, social media has done more damage than good. Look at all the Insta filters, which is making us feel bad about our looks. Look at all those Insta influencers who are losing weight within a month. Look at all those people who are having a happy life, posting couple pictures, smooching their couples. It would have definitely made me feel bad. But today, I'm not the same person. Today, I think it is because of social media, I'm able to explore so many hobbies. And I got introduced to so many bird photographers. And I got introduced to so many art enthusiasts out there. And I got introduced to people who I can truly connect with. It is through social media I found courage to express myself, the courage that I wouldn't have found otherwise. To talk about my flaws, to talk about my healing journey, to talk about my trauma. I'm able to relate to so many people who I otherwise wouldn't have met. How easy it is now to meet people in the other end of the world, all thanks to social media. All of us are photographers now, all thanks to social media, which has given us a platform to expose our skill sets. And how many of us here have become chefs and cooks and hobbyists? Thanks to the inspiration that we got from so many influencers and not so influencers from social media. So yes, I don't think social media is a bad evil anymore. It's up to how you use that makes it bad or good. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renuka. She literally opened up my eyes. At the beginning of her speech, I thought, yes, social media is doing bad. But when I got the points which she said, I realized, no, even I am one of those who's using social media for good things, not the bad things. It's just people's myth that social media is bad. This is what I learned from her speech. Okay, now I would like to have our another speaker, Toastmaster Ujjwal. Please select your topics. And get just one note, you need not start immediately. You have time of 10 to 20 to 30 seconds to think through the topic, then decide what you will speak. Toastmaster Ujjwal, renting a house is better than buying? Question mark. Renting a house is better than buying? Question mark. Toastmaster Ujjwal.
Okay, this question hits close to my heart because recently my landlord has increased my rent by 20%. So definitely this is one of the questions, that could have come into my mind, but I don't earn enough to, just to have that question right now to even think of buying a house. But I think a lot of you might be in the position to think better about this question. Should we buy it or should we rent it? And as Renuka correctly said, there are like hundreds of influencers on Instagram who are able to tell you what to do about your money. Like everyone will tell you what to do with your money except you and your close ones, right? So to me, if you want to ask this question, I would say whatever floats your boat, right? So if you can afford it, if recently Flipkart paid 700 crores in ESOPs. So if you work in Flipkart, I think you will have the money to answer this question right away. Man, buy a house. But unfortunately, I think many of us don't work in those kind of startups. So we have to rent it out for at least a long time of our slave lives. So I think I have answered the question. Thank you, Piyush.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. And just like we see influencers who tell you how to manage your money, you will also see influencers who are doing staycations. They have a job in one city, they're staying in another city, and they keep changing city. Now, another question you should ask them is, although you are also giving financial advice, do let me know if you have purchased a house or not. Now, let me have few people from the backbenchers. Toastmaster Kaushika. Please select the topic. Toastmaster Kaushika, how to be a better listener? How to be a better listener, Toastmaster Kaushika.
Okay, good morning. So I'm Kaushika. How to be a better listener? So being a listener is a very important skill. I would say it's a superpower, right? So before you, as a mom, I feel it's very important. Like how I do it at home. I'm like, when my kids come back from school, I'm obsessed with washing hands and keeping their things in place and all that. So I would okay, go get inside, wash your hands, keep your bags in place, wash your hands, change your clothes, all that. I keep saying it every day, and and they don't listen. They don't listen to. I have to get them to listen to me, right? No matter what, I don't care about other people listening to me, but I have to get my kids to listen to me for sure. So I have now calmed down, and I've understood that. And when they are telling me things, I'm busy at doing something, and I'm not listening. I'm not paying attention. So what I do, it reflects to them. So when I listen, they listen. And when I'm able to say it and get things done on the one day, I think that will make them do it repeatedly, right? I check. I don't go behind like a helicopter around and seeing what you're doing. So it's like you have to be in command. You have to sit there and be in command, okay? Is it done like a checklist? Is it done? Okay, get back. So I think it's a superpower also in our daily lives. Like if you're being a leader, right? If you're in a position, if you're in a top position in a company, that's a very important skill. You need to listen to people around before you make before you make the final decision. You'll have to listen to people around. You'll have to see the pros and cons of doing things. So it's a very important skill to have. Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaushika. And yes, listening is a very important superpower, not just for mothers, not just for leaders, but as well as for husbands. I have to listen in between the lines what my wife is saying to have better things. Okay. Now let's have another speaker, Nahush. Toastmaster, please select your topic. That's a good topic for Toastmaster Nahush. Toastmaster Nahush, a ghost of a person you want to meet. A ghost of a person you want to meet. Toastmaster Nahush. Obviously, it has to be a dead person.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I think it's past 12 o'clock, so good afternoon. The ghost of the person I want to meet, Piyush clarified that this person should be dead right now. So, I have to think about this. There are a lot of people who have been dead since the time humans have come into existence. So, I guess I would want to meet the first guy's ghost, the first person to have evolved from whatever the apes into the humans. I don't know, like, where do you draw the line exactly? Like, when was it that we turned from apes into humans? Like, I guess I would want to see the first person and then ask him, what is it that makes you human and not an ape, actually? And I don't know whether people respond to that, because do they even have languages invented at that time? And if they did, what would he say? I don't know. I wouldn't understand it. It would be something like, ooh, so probably he'll show me some cave drawings. I guess that I'll be able to understand. Actually, I don't know whether I'll be able to understand, because the first time humans started drawing on cave walls was a long time after we became human, right? Okay, so I guess like he'll probably give me a banana, I don't know. And I'll just eat it. And probably learn how to climb trees. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of people who have been dead. Thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Nahush, for such a nice perspective on the first person that he would want to meet as a ghost. Now I'd like to invite another speaker. Do you have any volunteers? Please come in. Toastmaster Devji, please select your topic. Toastmaster Revti, the role of AI in today's society, the role of artificial intelligence in today's society. Toastmaster Revti.
AI has many roles. I will tell about, there are some interesting things happen. Kerala government has installed AI cameras in road, right? So after installation, what happened? One person was riding a pillion ride with another lady. So after capturing the image, police sent a fine to without wearing helmet. So after few days, that picture was sent to home with the fine details. So it has reached his wife. So it ended up in a serious situation. So you can imagine what would have happened after that lady received his husband's pillion ride with another lady. So yeah, so this is on the fun side. On the other side, there are many things, especially in medical. And I have also got opportunity to work on some interesting projects on runway identification, configuration and all. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Revti. I hope that system is only in Kerala, not in Bangalore. Okay. No one knows. I don't want anyone to know as well. Okay, so do you have anyone for next topic? Please, Toastmaster Nidhi. Toastmaster Nidhi, the art of persuasion. The art of persuasion, Toastmaster Nidhi.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know why I always get the hardest topic. And as usual, again, I'm getting like on that blind spot where I don't know. I might know the meaning, but I'm so nervous that I really don't know the meaning of persuasion. So, but still, since I have volunteered to be here, I need to complete my 2 minutes. So, the power of persuasion. To my mind, it means that the willingness to do something, the willingness to pursue a task even if you know that the things are challenging. So for that, that means persuasion to me. I could be wrong. Please correct me later on. So that is persuasion for me, and yeah, I totally believe in that, because as humans, we have this superpower of doing what we believe in. So I think persuasion will come once we are believing in the things we want to achieve. So my time is over and I would like to end it. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi, for this brave attempt, taking the hardest topic. Do we have next speaker? Please. Anyone come? Okay. Toastmaster Shivam, please select your topic. Toastmaster Shivam, time management tips. Time management tips, Toastmaster Shivam.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, yeah, thanks Piyush for such a wonderful topic. I have got this topic, time management tips. So, I need to share with you guys how to manage time. The person who doesn't know himself how to manage his time, I'll try to make an attempt here. So, I'll just start with a very famous idiom which we all have heard. काल करे सो आज करे सो अब कर, पल में प्रलय आएगी बहुरी करेगा कब. So this very beautifully captures this essence of the topic, that how important it is to manage our time, because we don't know what else in the future. So every time you are thinking of doing something, or if you are just delaying something, you need to make a progress towards it. Now here also you can read this thought, continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Same thing here you can also apply, that if you are not managing what you want to do in this particular time, in the future when you will think that okay, I want to be perfect at this thing, and then I'll present myself just like I was thinking there, sitting there, that okay, I'll come here after 2 speakers, 3 speakers, 5 speakers, ultimately I came here. So yeah, so this is, everything revolves around this basic thing, that there needs to be a way. You need to understand that time is not going to be forever. It is the limited thing you have. You need to learn how to manage it, how to best make use of it, so that you get the best results out of it. So thanks. I hope I have made justice to your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivam, for the justice that you have done. Now, unfortunately, we are running out of time, and we have a last speaker for today, Toastmaster Purushottam. Please select. That's a very interesting topic. Toastmaster Purushottam, if cats and dogs ruled the world, if cats and dogs ruled the world, Toastmaster Purushottam.
So, good afternoon. So, when I see this topic, so I remember one story, and I can say incident. I always wants to have dog in my house, but when I put this topic to my family, my mother, father, they always deny. I love to have talks, and when I saw the German Shepherd people's walking on the road and all, then it's catching me too. And there are a lot of advantages of having cats and dogs in the house. By forcefully, just like if you're not waking up early, then you need to wake up early and go for the walk, just like me. And you can learn the bond between human and animals, and you can learn a lot of things to him. If you compare the pest to the animal, human, if you're showing some affection to any people, they might reach you. And but if you showing any love to any animal, then he or she will never reach you. So I'm hoping that I will convince my family in the future to have a pet. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Purushottam. And guys, because of lack of time, we will have to wrap this session up a bit earlier. I would like to invite our timer for today, Toastmaster Mani, to read out times taken by each and every speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Mani.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry. So, actually, it's a very tough role to take time, and I wasn't aware about this repeated table topics that we will face today. So, I'll start with the timing, whatever we spent on. Toastmaster Aparna, for the table topic session for the lecture, she spent around 22 minutes. And for the super good KT transfer QA, we spent around 25 minutes. I think we should have reduced a bit. Yeah. For the table topics, Toastmaster Sukesh spent 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Ajay 1 minute 48 seconds. Toastmaster Abhineet 2 minutes 9 seconds. Toastmaster Akshay 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Radha 2 minute 11 seconds. Toastmaster Atul 1 minute 59 seconds. Toastmaster Kevin 2 minute 3 seconds. Toastmaster Renuka 1 minute 32 seconds. Toastmaster Ujjwal 1 minute 18 seconds. Toastmaster Kaushika 1 minute 51 seconds. Toastmaster Nahush 1 minute 28 seconds. Toastmaster Revadi 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Nidhi 1 minute 9 seconds. Toastmaster Shivam 1 minute 38 seconds. Toastmaster Purushottam 1 minute 29 seconds. That's all, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mani, for the wonderful timer support. Guys, please note whoever has taken less than 1 minute 30 seconds, please next time try and cover a bit more. Now with this, we come to a very crucial part of today's meeting. Right? Everyone knows what that is. That is the feedback. That is where we see the mirror and we realize where we need to improve. And for that feedback on all the table topic speakers, today we have Toastmaster Aparna Raja, who will be delivering the feedback herself. Toastmaster Aparna, we have time, don't worry, we have 20 minutes.
You have 20 minutes. Yeah. I think it's okay. Okay. Oh, for this one. Just give me a moment. Audible? Yeah? Okay. So this is like an evaluation where I want to give one thing that you're doing great, so you can continue doing, and one thing you can probably work on if you deem right? So starting off, first speaker, Toastmaster Suresh. Great start. After the session, I felt you had actually listened to my session and taken a few pointers, and he had implemented because he took time to start speaking. He built interest because the topic was, I think, how we do impulsive spending, and he built a story. He didn't jump into the point. That meat point, I think you took it into consideration. You didn't jump into, yes, we shouldn't do. Instead, you built a story. So great, nicely done. You had a good conclusion also. You are sorted in terms of structure, Toastmaster Suresh. You're doing it right. What can you work on? So you have this habit of looking down very often. You keep. So just pointing it out to you, don't mind. The next time you are speaking fine, just look into the camera and speak carefully, or even at the audience, just speak casually. it's working for you. You're doing everything okay that way. And you have good humor sense. Maybe if you can pause a little bit more after you say something funny, pause, it is better. It was rushed and great humor was lost, I felt. So just pause after saying that funny thing, right? That is the last bit where you said that I think you shouldn't go shopping at all. That was like the funniest part. You just finish it and you ran off. Don't do that. So say it, hold your ground, say thank you, let us hear it, let us applaud you and then leave, right? The second person, Toastmaster Ajay, death penalty. I was wondering what he would say. Toastmaster Ajay, where is, Toastmaster Ajay. Toastmaster Ajay, you told us your view right away, that yes, it is needed, you can keep. And you gave us an example also, where you said sometimes some of these, it was good. You substantiated. So that was the great part. What is it that you could have done? One pitfall we all fall into, no? When a topic is given, we think we have to conform to it. If someone is telling you have to be a vegetarian, I don't believe in it, you can tell no, I don't believe in that topic. You can actually say that. You say, you have to be a vegetarian, death penalty is needed, not. I completely do not agree with it. And you can take that also if you did not agree with it. Do not fall into the pitfall. I felt that happened a little bit. And also, speak a little slowly. I am a fast speaker myself, so I understand. Speak a little slowly. You have great points. Speak a little slowly. See, I'm just giving very, very simple, very specific points. Just work on it if you can. Toastmaster Abhineet. Toastmaster Abhineet started off with an anecdote. Abhineet. Where is Abhineet? Abhineet is not there. Okay. He started off with an anecdote. It was good, right? The vegetarian thing. It was so interesting. He said how he wouldn't go to school just because his sister was cooking. So relatable, right? It happens in all our houses. Maybe for aloo paneer or maybe for chicken, but it happens to all of us. What he could have worked on is, after a story, right? You don't have to, you've given us a story. You're waiting. Okay, so what should I say? You establish your take strongly after that. However, I've come to a point in life where I'm no longer that person. So you're giving an example or an anecdote or a summary. When you come, you have to tell us what your take is. However, I'm still that person. I still believe it is a choice. Whatever your take is after the story, you have to establish your take strongly. We forget that. We think it's an implied meaning. Yes, by that time I understand your take, but still it is our job to tell it clearly after the anecdote. Yes, I agree. Yes, I don't disagree. In whatever way you want, you say it after that anecdote or the story. We miss this very often. So maybe that. Next was Toastmaster Radha. Toastmaster Radha, awesome speaker you are. You know, she came into your earthquake and all. I was like, oh my God, tectonic plates. What is she going to say? But it was very nice. You know, you gave us that take, and what a fabulous speaker you are. You're amazing, and she's a serious TT contestant you guys have this year. What I think you can work on is your breathing. You're very fast. I have that problem. I used to have that problem. What you can do, very much similar to what singers do. Very strategically, take a pause when you draw your breath. For example, you said, you know, he would come and say, and I came in and he said that day that it was, the Kalu did something and then it happened. I was like, what? You're getting it? The place where you can take a pause, take a breather. Breathe there. And then start. Otherwise, it is heard when you're doing, especially if you're speaking on a mic, it is heard. It's very irritating for people. You know, like as speakers, we have to take care of those little things. No, not for us today. For us, it was a joy to listen to you. I'm just saying, as a crowd, when they're hearing you in such close proximity because of all those acoustic things, it will not sound great. So just take a breather and you'll also be comfortable, right? Toastmaster Atul. Where's Toastmaster Atul? Ah, Toastmaster Atul, you said you like facts, but such a great take it was today when you spoke about it. Your topic again was, what was that? I'm sorry. If you had a famous person, no? If you could become, I think the take was unique, and this is a takeaway for a lot of us. Don't give the answer people expect. Don't give it. Just don't give it. Don't give what they expect. You want to become a famous person? He said, yeah, Prime Minister, we all had it. And then he said, but he realized he shouldn't become that. It was not needed. I felt it was wonderfully handled. You gave us a very unique take, but you didn't bank on that take. after giving that take, you said, yes, don't run after it. Just speak a little bit more about that uniqueness. You abruptly concluded. So speak a little bit more. It was so unique. I wish you had spoken one more line and said, so the next time I want to become a famous person, someone asks me, I don't have to become a famous person. Something like that. Just finish it off. So give us that. Conclude it. Okay? Making sense? Toastmaster Kevin, I must comment, okay? You come across as this very sober, soft person. So when you crack a joke, we actually are in splits. We are not expecting that humor from you. You have this deadpan humor. So our personality doesn't seem like you're an animated person. So when you make a joke, it's actually hilarious. So that is your strength and you really should bank on it. What I wish you had done was you'd given us an example. You told us you learn more in the hostel. No, I felt you missed an opportunity to explore that option. In the hostel, we learn more. We were laughing at it. We were expecting more, right? What is he going to say? You should have told us what you learned in that hostel and probably related to your HR job. I'm an HR now. How does it think? But what I learned in the hostel, how to handle roommates or whatever, example. I've never been in a hostel, so I don't know. Some example you would have done, it would have been killer. It would have been killer. I think the opportunity was lost. You suddenly decided to become all serious and give us gyan. You didn't have to. You could have stuck to your hostel and then related to HR. So just explore that option. When there is an opportunity waiting, take it. Finally, I think it was Toastmaster Renuka. No, not Toastmaster Renuka we are done? No, Toastmaster Renuka. Birds were so interesting today. Great start. You have good audience connect. Audience connect. You have good audience connect and wonderful voice throw. You're a seasoned Toastmaster. You have that. It shows. It comes across very strong. The same comment that I had for Toastmaster Radha. Pause. Humor comes in naturally to a lot of us when we are speaking. But we don't take the entire thing to bank because we forget to pause. If people are laughing, it's a cue for you to pause. 1 second pause or 2 seconds pause, depending on the intense impact that you want to have. Pause. People were laughing and you went on continuing. No, it was a lost opportunity. People will have to recover and come back. They're laughing, give them a pause. Hold on, okay? That's just that. Otherwise, you're sorted. Toastmaster Ujjwal. Yeah, Toastmaster Ujjwal. Again, humorous. Very humorous. Rented house and you want to buy a house and all. It was very humorous. I can't buy. Maybe you guys can buy. It's so cool, you have this nice way of speaking. It's a big advantage, especially if it's a little conversational like that. However, what I felt is, when you were saying that, you had a humor and all of that, you right away answered the question in the beginning. Remember what I said in the session? You right away answered. So you were stuck for content after a point. After you said all of this, you could buy, that's all, and you went off. You didn't have to. You answered it. Instead, you could have spoken about yourself and said, my owner increased the rent by 20%. That could have been the starting. And we all know where you're going. We all know it's going to be hilarious. Like that start off. So don't jump in and answer what I said. Give us your take and all of that, and then you can come to you answering the question. Make sense to you? Don't answer right away. Toastmaster Kaushika, I loved your style of speaking. Very conversational, and we all love moms, mom to mom. We all love moms and mom stories. I mean, we all have a mom, at least in one way or the other, as a wife, a sister, or as a mother ourselves. So we know. Very, very great topic. Conversational style was great. Very animated speaker you are. Works well for you. You're well spoken. One thing, two things actually, that I want you to focus on, if you will. There's no need to introduce yourself. I'm Kaushika. We do that out of nervousness because you don't know what to say. It is on auto mode. We say, hi, myself, so-and-so, because we're attuned to doing it. No need to introduce yourself. Come here, take a few seconds, start off and slow down. One thing I want to point out is when we are speaking, not having thoughts is a problem. Sometimes having multiple thoughts is a problem. You'll be saying something, suddenly one super point will come. You're like, damn, you know what we do? At the speed of our thinking, we jump sentences. You were saying something, I noted it down. So now I calmed down. But you know what, the other day, she went on quickly like that. It was a jump because a thought came. You thought, okay, let me tell about that incident. No need. Let a sentence die its natural death before you go to the next thought. So now I've calmed down, much better, the thought is running in your head, and things are slightly better. Even the other day, and then go on. So the thoughts can come, but our speech has to slow it down and then tackle it, right? Then Toastmaster Nakush. Toastmaster Nakush is splendid, man. What an out-of-the-box thought, no? Meeting the first person who died. I would have probably gone and met Coco Chanel or someone like that. But you were like the first person who died. You are a killer. I think you'll make a great writer. You have thoughts which most of us don't think of, out-of-the-box thinking, and some of the best speakers are like you. I can't wait to hear your prepared speeches on something really kick-ass. So great. You are sorted when it comes to content and all of that. Even delivery, quite good. One, I wouldn't say advice. I like advices, but one thing I would suggest to you is don't second-guess yourself. Don't second-guess yourself. After saying that, maybe and all, no need. You are doing well. Even if you're making a mistake, do it with so much confidence that people will believe you. Don't second guess yourself at any point. Towards the end, there were a couple of places where you were second guessing and thinking, maybe that time I think it was not invented, cave writing. Even we don't know the answer. So don't say that. You've gone with cave drawings, continue with cave drawings and finish it. Right? Don't second guess. That looks like you're not, second guessing is not a great thing to do when you're speaking like this. So better to continue with what you're doing and finish it off. Make sense? Great. Toastmaster Revati. It was a nice story. It was a very nice story. Scary, I'm sure, for a lot of men. But it was fun listening. Today, everybody was so humorous, right? You guys are so humorous. That story was fabulous. When you came back, just know this. We don't have to be serious about a serious topic. If you choose to be humorous, suddenly that conscious thing will come on us and say, you such a serious topic, what I'm making fun of it and all. No need, you can be funny, you can make fun of what you want. It's your right, birthright. You had a humorous thing and suddenly you said, even now in life, in our life we use AI for a lot of things, and even I use, and you gave a few jargons and you said something like that and you cut it off. No, it's okay. Even if you don't understand, always conclude. Do not leave. Even in real life, we have no matter, even if you say trip and fall, your glasses fall down, you have a wardrobe malfunction, anything can happen. It has happened to me. Wardrobe malfunction has happened on stage. You will conclude your speech no matter what. No matter. One day, I'll give you a tip, okay? If you don't know how to conclude your speech, one thing you can do is repeat the topic. Repeat the topic, whatever was said, in whatever way you remember. Sometimes you'll forget the topic also. Repeat what you remember of the topic and then add your thought. That's a good conclusion in a table topic. So for her case, it was AI's importance of AI in today's world. See, most of you don't remember, that was not the topic, it was slightly different, but you'll nod. That's what audience is. So the importance of AI in everyday life, well, I think it is there everywhere. Sometimes for the good of us, sometimes for the bad of others. Finish it and go off. Repeat the topic, give one witty line or your take, and then finish it off. One way to foolproof conclusion. Conclude your speech. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just messy writer I am. Toastmaster Nidhi. Toastmaster Nidhi, wonderfully handled. Wonderfully handled, especially you said you didn't know the topic, that blankness happened and she pushed through. Resilience, man, resilience. You pushed through, stood there till you got the green card. Amazing. Please do that. It will happen. It's going to be a big advantage for you. What is it that you can do it is, even if you make a mistake, like I just said, you felt you were making a mistake, do it confidently. Confidently make a mistake. Remember, you are not being judged on your knowledge of a topic. Little bit maybe you'll get points for that, but you are being judged on how you tackle a topic. So even if it is wrong, tackle it right. There's a good chance you'll even get a podium finish. It happened in one of the contests. The person got the topic completely wrong and somehow they even managed to win. It happened in one of the club contests that I went to. So tackle it, do not second guess yourself like I just said. Tackle it till the end and finish it and go. Toastmaster Shivam. Toastmaster Shivam, yes, Toastmaster Shivam, humorous you are. You're very humorous. Couple of things, don't thank people. Don't thank people when you come here, don't have to say thank you very much for that topic. Eats away your time, that's all. Instead, start off with the topic like you did after that. One thing is, if you are saying something in your colloquial tongue or whatever, make sure you explain it. That Hindi adage, I didn't understand it fully. I couldn't get the complete essence of it. So I couldn't enjoy it. So every time we say something, you can say in any language. Make sure you also explain, at least give a gist, if not line by line, word by word, give a gist of what it means and say you're explaining it. What that means is, or by that it means this, say it, tell people that you're telling. This is very important. You can be marked down for this sometimes. Using a local language not being explained. I've seen people who've done that, right? You can be marked down, you can be given lesser points for that in a contest perspective, but even otherwise when we're speaking, not everyone understands everything. Better to explain, right? And tell people you're explaining that. So what that means is, that's all. Otherwise, I think nicely done. The last person, Toastmaster Purushottam, if cats and dogs ruled the world, don't you think that would be a great world? You had a unique take again. It was a very tricky topic. How do you handle something like that? You did well, I would say, because you gave your perspective of how you always wanted a dog and all. We related to it, and it somewhere made sense that you connected to the topic. The only thing that I wish you had done is you had taken a few seconds to think. You started off right away. A topic like this, everywhere you need to think, but a topic like this you have to think more. Take a little time. I think Piyush was even prompting people, take some time to think, take some time to think. See, it's always like this. When you're in the audience, no, you'll be like, what is he saying? I could have said this, I could have said that. Why do you think those thoughts are coming to us? Because we have time to think. The same thing will happen to you if you take those few seconds. Take those few seconds and start, and again, conclude it. Conclude it strongly, no matter what, no matter how you think you performed, conclude your speech. That's all. I think it was pretty well done, and because you all are a new club, great takes. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Oh, the bane of my life.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna, for this fantastic feedback. Probably there are a few key things which I remember. First thing is confidence, which I have a feedback for myself. Second thing is about the pauses, which you did mention for many of the speakers. Third thing is the time taken. Broadly, I just have one feedback. If any one of you have seen any competition or gone to coronation last year, you will see that all the speakers take their sweet time before they start speaking. Normally take around 20 seconds or so, 20-25 seconds, then they open their mouth, right? Probably the same thing I would advise to everyone, that think through the topic, understand it, digest it, and then start speaking. So with this, I believe I would like to conclude the session, and I would like to invite our presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Mazahir.
Thank you so much. A very warm good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. No energy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Super. Thank you. No need to say it again. I am actually having a fan moment, Aparna, and I've had the opportunity to share a stage with her, and I can tell you, her persona, the ability to do a lot better than how she appears on a stage. It's always gave me an opportunity to do better each time that I look up to her. We have had that moment where we were sharing a stage for a competition and I wasn't well. I came out, I was shivering, and I asked Aparna, I said, did I do okay? And she took me a smile and said, it doesn't matter. Look at me, I'm all chillaxed and relaxed over here. We stood and we were sharing a cup of a tea or coffee outside, right? That was a moment that made me realize that it doesn't matter the kind of contest that you want to go for. What matters is how much are you enjoying yourself, right? And she's one of those speakers who I personally admire for being straightforward. What she feels is what she says, but there's a way to present it, right? I think there's a lot, many things that I personally learned from her session, especially during Q&A, and a super special one during the feedback. There's a lot of takeaways. I felt that every speaker who went here, spoke, and the feedback that was received was for me. Don't beat around the bush. Come to the point. Do not thank people. Every feedback, each and every sentences, I felt that was for me. That was for me. So I wish we can have such session over and over again. May I request, if you don't mind, can we all stand and clap for our speaker, please? Thank you so much. I would like to also take the opportunity to thank our Team VP Education for organizing such a wonderful event. I would like to also let you know that she is a winner of District 92 this year for 2023. And this is a little bit on the fun intended. However, if you wish to compete against Aparna, and I hope that she also goes to district level, please remember there is a hierarchy that takes place. First, we will have our club contest. A winner of it will go to area contest. Area will then proceed to division, and a winner of a division contest moves to district. Please note, our club, Whitefield Toastmaster, will have its club contest for table topic and speech evaluation around the month of October. Moving on to the next announcement, at every contest there are judges required. District 92 is organizing a judges training program at Standard Chartered on September 10th morning. People who are interested can speak with Piyush and Akshay to register for this event. Please note, we are a new club. We are meeting number 37. We need you. Membership is open. If you guys would like to take up a membership at our club, Toastmaster Raj, who's our VP membership, is available to connect with you post the meeting. There's a special event that Whitefield Toastmaster is taking place. We believe in community. We believe in people who are like-minded. We believe in celebration. We believe in festivals. Ganesha festival is around the corner. September 18th, it's a Monday, and I hope majority of you having a holiday that day. If you want to simply come and enjoy the festival at Shobha Dreammaker or want to help us as a volunteer at our membership stall, please come forward and help us with that. Today's meeting was one such where I mentioned there were a lot of learnings. I wish I could have been one of the table topic speaker. We ran out of time, but never for you. Next time, volunteer yourself. So whenever you have an opportunity, please volunteer, come forward. We heard each and every table topic with a full attention. However, there was a voting done. Now we do have the best table topic speaker for today's meeting. May I request the winner to come over here, and I would like to request all of you to give thunderous round of applause for the best table topic speaker for meeting number 37, Toastmaster Radha. Congratulations. Can I request you to take a picture of both of us? Keep clapping guys, we're taking a picture. Congratulations, Baba. Very good job. Thank you. Thank you so much. On that note, do I have anything else that I've written in my notes? It says close the meeting. As a presiding officer for today's meeting as a president, let me go ahead and officially close the meeting number 37. We meet every Sunday from 11 to 1. Please be available for next meeting, even if you're a guest, if you're a regular member. Do not miss do not miss any opportunity to do better, because that was, at what Shivam said, continuous improvement is better than delayed perfection. Don't wait for that moment to come in your life and say, yeah, I'm going to come over here when I'm going to do really good. I don't think so. It's for all of us to do better. Take that chance each and every time. With that, this is Mazahir Hussain, your presiding officer, officially closing the meeting. May I now request everybody to come over